Okay, cool. I'm gonna hide that so I can't see you guys. Minimize, minimize. Wait, can you guys see this little box?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think if you just move
Oh,
your
there we go.
mouse.
Okay, finally, it wouldn't let me minimize it. We're good. Wow.
Yeah, good.
Good job. Okay, Professor King, are you ready for us to start?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we chose Paris as our destination for the global MICE final destination.
So my name is Aviva. I'm a senior graduating in the fall, and my major is events.
My name is Ellie. I am a junior. I have 1 year left until I graduate in the spring, and I'm an event and meeting management student as well with a minor in business.
Hi, everyone. I'm Taylor, and I'm a senior graduating in the fall. My major is events, and my minor will be in marketing.
Hi, my name is Haley. I'm also a junior. I'll be graduating in a year. My major is event and meeting management, and then my minor is in financial services.
All right, so a overview of our event. Our event will be held on February 25th through the 28th, and the temperature in Paris during this time of year would be the lowest of 37 degrees and the highest of 48. There are like 8 days of rainfall, so it's just good for our attendees to be notified to bring like an umbrella or a raincoat just in case there are rains on those days. And during this time of year, the flights are not expensive because this is before travel peak season, and the currency within France is $1 equals 92 cents in euros. All right, so why Paris would be a good destination for global MICE is because the architecture in Paris have like iconic structures such as the Eiffel Tower and Notre Dame. Paris is the capital of fashion and has luxurious department brands. Paris did rank #1 in International Congress and Convention Association. They have exquisite French cuisines that are like a work of art. And this is like one of the cities where the old and new culture are in one city. So our main event venue will be a space grande arc, and this is about 25 to 30 minutes away from the International Paris Airport. The capacity within this venue is 300 to 3,380 people, depending on the layout. And we will be doing a type of theater style, which would be the maximum of 3,000 people. And they have a 5,500 metric square of private reception area. They do offer 7 types of meeting rooms, a workshop space. They offer catering, free Wi-Fi, and a various places to charge electronics.
All right, so the hotel we chose is the La Méridien Étoile. It is located in this address in Paris. There are over 1,000 rooms, which is awesome for the amount of attendees we want to have. It is around 195 to 205 euros per night in February, which is around $210 or $220 in the US currency. It's great because there's public transportation that's within 2 minutes of a walking distance. They also have over 19 different event rooms and 13 breakout rooms. Free internet is included, which is also a wonderful amenity. And then it's also within a mile of over 15 different restaurants. It's near monuments and museums. It's kind of in that district. And then the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre are both within 10 to 15 minutes right across the river. So just these are a little bit of some maps. So from the hotel to the airport is about 23 minutes. This is with a taxi. It is a little bit longer doing public transportation. And then from the hotel to the venue, it's about 13 minutes with a little bit longer of public transportation. And then we did choose a couple other hotels just in case to have options for our attendees. So we chose the Westin, and that is also in the museum district. There's 428 rooms. It is a little more pricey at around $311 per night, and it is approximately 29 minutes from the airport and 16 minutes from the venue. We also looked at the Paris Marriott. It's also a conference center as well as a hotel. That one's a little bit bigger with about 757 rooms available. It is a little more pricey as well. That one's on the $376 per night. And then it's 30 minutes from the from the airport and 21 minutes from the venue.
So for our ticket event, we are going to be offering a leadership lunch. This would be located at the Biox Pizzeria Seine River lunch cruise. This is going to cost about 15 euros for 1 hour, and for catering, it is 69 euros. So it's going to be an estimate of approximately 98 and 61 euros per attendee. Entertainment that is provided would be photography, live acoustics performance, which is provided by the cruise. And what lunch is going to be offered is a starter, main course, dessert, and coffee service.
All right, and then for our open ceremony group, our venue we chose was Les Pyramides. The venue itself is really unique and really fun for a lot of tourists. It's rated pretty high when it comes to tourist websites as well. Our scheduling is around 6 p.m. to 8:45. We would like to start with an opening speech and to thank everybody on behalf of coming to our event, as well as a 3-course dinner, which will be about an hour and a half. After that, we'd like to have a networking and happy hour for about 45 minutes so they can get to know everybody and so they can spend time with some of the attendees. And then we'd like to do a closing remarks and a debrief for the next day activities, and that'll be around 10 minutes.
So as part of the program, we are going to offer a couple tour options. So the first one is a Champagne Day Tour. So this is the only one that does have transportation included. It's rail transportation. So it is a little bit more expensive, and it's an all-day tour. The next one that we have is the Louvre Museum Tour with audio guide. So it's 43 euros or $46 US. It's 3 hours and 30 minutes. This one is closer to the venues and the hotel. However, you do have to pay for your own transportation. And then the last one is a Le Maurice food tour. So it's 89 euros or about $96 US. This one does start at 2 p.m. and then it's 3.5 hours long, and you get to visit like 3 or 4 different venues. And then some activity options that we are offering is a cooking class on how to make macaroons. It's $118. It includes like a welcome drink. You get to use the equipment and attire from the company. They offer you coffee or tea. And then the class, you get to make 20 to 30 of your own macaroons. The next option is the Moulin Rouge show. So this is about $110. It does include half bottle of champagne. And then if you would like, you can choose the option of having a 3-course dinner. And then obviously admissions to Moulin Rouge. And then the last one, which was very similar to our ticket event, the Bateau Parisian Seine River lunch cruise. So it's about $76. And it includes a 3-course lunch with wine, transport by glass, and then live entertainment and champagne. And then, as Taylor was kind of mentioning earlier, transportation, there's only one international airport close to Paris. It's the Paris Charles de Gaulle International Airport. If you do a nonstop flight, it's about 10 hours and 20 minutes. However, as you can see with the chart that we've provided, most flights include different stops in between. So time can range anywhere from 11 hours to 20 hours to 21 hours. And then you can see all of the price differences on there that we'll kind of touch on later. As for getting around Paris, this was also slightly mentioned earlier. The main ways to get around Paris are going to be through the metro, bus, or bike. It's kind of uncommon that you will find anyone driving personal vehicles around Paris, but they do have like a lot of taxis. From the airport to the hotel, it's about 25 minutes, half-hour ride with a taxi. And then from the hotel to the venue, it's like a couple minutes walk. So people do prefer that you don't have to pay for transportation always. It's kind of nice to be able to walk somewhere or just like ride a bike. So that's definitely like one of the more popular options.
Okay, so for concessions and incentives, we would consider having them provide a complimentary Eiffel Tower tickets. This is valid for one visit during the event dates. This is the 4 days that our event runs. This is obviously something that attendees can choose to do at any of their moments of their spare time. This isn't intended to be everybody at once. We also could provide complimentary week-long metro passes. They really are pretty inexpensive, and considering their metro is extremely easy to use and navigate, it would be really awesome to provide our attendees with a free way of getting around. We could provide a complimentary welcome macaroon package from Louvre. It is a really, really well-known and popular macaroon place, and they have really awesome and cute welcome packages. We could also do a complimentary guided tour at the Louvre or Musée d'Orsay. Those are just some of the most popular museums for people to visit in Paris. And then we were also going to provide a branded glass water bottle to promote sustainability, as well as just provide attendees with a gift from our event.
All right, so speaking of sustainability, we want to do a more paperless approach. So we want to have an app for our event. We would like to do a lot of digital boards versus flyers. So all the information will be within an app or at the hotel, doing digital boards for people to get around and maps and that kind of thing. We do want to up the recycling bins versus the trash. That way it's easier to access recycling than to throw something away. Like Ellie said before, providing glass water bottles. That way people aren't wasting a lot of plastic. It was also stated before, public transportation is huge in Europe, and we were also looking at ride sharing. So hopefully with the networking and Mixer, people could get to know each other and get comfortable with doing taxi rides together to kind of save on expenses. Our hotel actually provides programming to donate all of the leftover food for all of the events or any of the food that the attendees will be having. And then our hotel was also awarded the Green Key Eco label in 2013 and is a huge provider in Europe ever since that, which is great for the sustainability.
So as far as cost per attendee, looking up flights throughout just some of the multiple different websites that provide you with pricing. As far as flying from the US to Paris, it obviously ranges considering you'd have to maybe take other flights, whether you're in Denver or New York, but it ranges anywhere from 360 euros to around 920 euros. As far as Asia to Paris, it's around 640 to 1,100 euros. Africa to Paris is right around 550 euros. And then within Europe, it is a lot cheaper. So that's around just 100 to 300 euros. And then as far as using the hotels that we have already addressed, we calculated it with 4-night stay, considering the attendees would likely stay the night before our event starts. With all of that considered, the approximate European budget, that's just considering flying from within Europe, is around 1,200 euros, which is also the same as 1,000 $1,313. And then anywhere from outside of Europe is obviously a bit more expensive due to flights, and that is 1,700 euros, which is also $1,860. And then those prices do not include food and extra activities.
So for our risk management, the first category would be the crime, which is in the moderate level. And one of the most ranked crime in Paris would be property crime. This shouldn't be an issue for us, however, just because we will be having our attendees stay at hotels. And something that we should be considering about is just insulted and physical violence, just because sometimes residents at Paris could get violent just because of a person's origins / race or beliefs. And as Ellie mentioned to me like before, she told me about how Paris has an issue about pickpocketing. So we would encourage our attendees to just be aware of like any people trying to advertise to you about something, because they would be trying to pickpocket from your like pockets or purses.
Yeah,
Sorry,
go ahead.
And our second management would be crowd management. We would be having a group app, as Taylor mentioned before, for sustainability and just for convenience. This would be just telling our attendees about the schedule and any changes to the schedule if we do have any delays. And for like, since this is a big event with 1,000 people, we would encourage our attendees to be split into 20 teams or groups, and that would be like 50 people in each group. And from there, we would like encourage our attendees to partner up with like at least 4 people per group, just so they could like inform each other of like where they're going, or like if someone's going to be late, then we would know where that attendee would be and make sure that they're not lost. Our third one would be traffic, but we would be focused on public transportation for a way of transport, and we would be considering making cushing time like about 10 minutes, just to make sure that attendees have enough time to arrive to the destination. And since we are holding our event in February, there is a chance of downpour of rain. So as I mentioned before, we would tell our attendees to make sure to pack a raincoat or umbrella and be careful of slushy walkways or roads.
So for the economics and finance, the currency in Paris is obviously the euro. I did want to reverse it a little bit because I know that Aviva had talked about the US dollar to the euro, but 1 euro equals $1.09 in US currency. And the VAT in France is 20%, which seems relatively high, but for in Europe, it was actually pretty low. I was looking at different ones while doing the research, and in Italy and like Germany, it was around like 25%. The economy also revolves around tourism, which is awesome for us because that is what we're kind of focusing on, and we're bringing people in. I did want to show everybody the French flag just because that's where we will be going, and just to have respect of the place that you will be at is to kind of know a little bit about it. It's also the 7th largest economy in the world, which is awesome. And the unemployment rate right now, as of the end of 2019, is about 8%. With everything going on, I'm sure it will grow, but as of right now, it's 8%.
And that wraps up our proposal for having the 2021 Global MICE Collaborative at within Paris. It is just a great location because we have so much history, so much to do. We have so much beauty there, so much food, great transportation, and just all around a great experience for attendees.
Good. So your time is, just to maintain the last page when we have a Q&A question, Q&A time and then feedback. So just to put your last slide. And the last slide is kind of how you really attract your judges to see your, so I would suggest you make more like a prettier slide than last slide. So that'll be great. Okay. And also today, this time is your presentation took 20 minutes. So consider like a 15 minutes, between 15 or 20, but 20 is a little bit longer. And then your voice of tone, the first, you are representing the visit Paris, like DMOs, not event planner. And then this is kind of what you have to practice. It's every team has it's not familiar with, so you guys come from Paris to sell this Paris, city of Paris, to have a host to the event. Oh yeah, I want you to change it like 2020, not 2021, because obviously 2021 February is too close to have. So 2022, okay? 2022, MICE Global Collaborative. Okay, and also, so I want you guys have your voice tone. Your tone of voice is we are. The Paris is kind of you guys come from. And also, I want to have, you guys did good job to show the map. It's really good, but I want you guys have show the relationship. You did like a two map, like a airport and your venue, but you need to have your PowerPoint skills, some editing skills, so you have a one big map, show the airport, your event venue, and hotel.
Okay.
Or special
so
venue.
You just want it like a map showing all of them in relation to each other.
Right,
Okay.
in one map. That is really clearly the portrait your judges to see. Oh yes, your airport. So just one map to show the location where they are located. And also the slide has too small text size. Yeah, I know we have a visual meeting, but this is the presentation, so you better have some more bigger text size. And also the leadership, I don't know, but every time I went to the Paris, I really like to have some event in the Museum Louvre. And then if you open the chat box, and then I just posted the Louvre, they offer the private event in Louvre Museum. So you can suggest, this is a secret. I didn't tell you about this one. So if you click this one, if you click the Louvre.
Are you talking about the Louvre Museum?
Yeah. You can suggest Louvre Museum and the opening or closing event. That'd be great.
Yeah. We had tried looking into that, but it was really hard to figure out, one, how much it costs and how to go about scheduling an event there. Because we tried to do that, but it was hard to find information on it.
So like a launch event, like the ticket event, you have to put some money, but opening ceremony or opening or closing event, you can just propose venue.
Okay, so we don't need to include a price?
No.
Okay.
So that's why I just, I suggest the opening or closing program is, opening program mean, it's more like a venue. Because this is
we can change that.
This is a destination page. So you guys just show that, the city of Paris has a great venue for you guys to host the the special event for you guys. For your attendees. So Louvre or Fes, so the Paris is full of cultural architecture and then food and beverages. So it's really amazing place to host the international event. So you can really highlight some really special venue for your event. Okay, the map and that one. Oh, and also I want to highlight one of the hotel like Westin, and then you have a Marriott. So you can, this is tips, but you can sell this Marriott the brand of hotel for American event planner because they can use the Marriott membership card. You know, so that is kind of trick. You can sell your destination, to American the event planner because we have a Marriott brand hotel, so you can have some benefit, like a membership, and also yeah. And also this one is your judges are American, so they are familiar with inches, feet, mileage, and Fahrenheit rather than Celsius, meter. And it's kind of reverse from the midterm project, so you can convert that. Okay. I think that is a thing. And then, this is kind of the broad thing, but I'm going to review this video later on, and then I'm going to give more detailed feedback about this. Okay. And then also, I want you guys really familiar with your presentation. So maybe, we have, right now, I have one more judge confirm that she's from the site. She's the site chapter president, and then she's the MPI too. So, their question will be really harsh, sometimes very critic, and then they just ask you something that you never expected. So just to be familiar with your presentation content. So just to be flexible, and then just to pretend, just for 1 week, you can feel like you just make her feel like you are Parisian. So familiar with the Paris area. Okay. I think, and then maybe my goal is maybe today or tonight or tomorrow I can give you feedback in the Blackboard so you can see, and then yeah, my feedback. But I do not want everybody has the same pattern of that, so you have to your own presentation. So I do not really dominate your just any changing anything. And also I think the Taylor, you did a great point. VAT is a 20 point is high, but you can compare with Portugal and German. They didn't include that one, so this is kind of a competitive. This is compete. So I think you can compare with other countries. If you have more than the Paris, so you can use the comparison number. Okay. And the risk management part. Okay, so do not really highlight the bad thing. Just to make a tone of that. Everybody perceive the Paris is kind of a top tourism spot. So everybody just consider, the pickpocket is popular. Yes, it is, but we have to educate our members. You have to hold your bag in the front of your side. Do not make your presentation the highlight negative thing. If you have some negative thing, you do not have to hide them, but just to use some, some humor or just to make it positive. Okay. I think that is. Okay, you guys did good job. And then, I'm really looking forward to next week. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Professor King.
Okay.
So for next
Thank you.
week, are we all just have our class time as normal with presenting, or how's that working next week?
Next week, yeah, we are going to have everyone is attending the 3 hours, and then during the a 20-minute breakout session, break time, you're gonna have some social conversation. So yeah, I'm going to email you guys, that we are all the MPI members coming here. So you can have some question about MPI, and then I'm going to post all our judges' profile. So, as you did for Brooke, yeah, Brooke will be here to next week. So you can kind of I will post the form so you can give me some question, and then, yeah, we're going to have some Q&A time, just a social networking time. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Professor.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you.
Do you guys want to meet in our thing for literally 1 second to talk about what we're going to change? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Thanks, King.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.